He was calculating, you know what I'm saying? Um, Finally figured out I was running a couple of shows that was I was looking like a Chinese kung fu movie. You know what I'm saying? I was like getting it together over there. Everybody want to go over there. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was looking. So my bad. I see my numbers. My numbers on those episodes are pretty low. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got to get it turned up, man. We got to get some more numbers up in here, man. Hey, you see, I'm giving you content. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming at you now. I'm gonna keep giving you content, right? It's gonna be a little bit more vast of what I'm gonna bring you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start bringing you some more stuff, man. I told you a long time ago. I got stuff in the crates, stuff in the vault. So start wrapping those together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, welcome to Thailand TV, your boy, man. I hope my giggies and my jiggies is right now. You know what I'm saying? So I hope my live is giving you the dopest ever. Plus, I got the blinds open in the office today. You know what I'm saying? I want to let the birds chirp. You know what I'm saying? Let the sun shine in. You know what I mean? A little bit more than normal. So, you know what I'm saying? Give it a different vibe up in here besides the studio lighting. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, it's your boy, man. I'm out in here, man. I'm doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming at you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep coming at you. I'm keep giving it to you. I hope y'all tuned in last night at 6 when we posted the first episode of Real Recognize Real. I hope you guys tuned into it. Check out what me and Rob is doing. Listen, conversate, man. Listen to what we doing. We're gonna take that thing up right now. We're doing it recorded. Eventually going into a whole uh eventually going into a whole live market with that also. So you know what I'm saying? Like stay with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Thailand TV, man. 800 Styles Productions, man. We doing it, man. We coming out here, man. We jumping on this social media, man. We getting raw deal with it, baby. So you know what I'm saying? Uh, Last night, man. You already know, man. You already know how I'm feeling last night, man. I couldn't even, I kind of had my nighttime show together, but I couldn't feel it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all know that like that. You know what I mean? That's on me. But I was emotional last night, man, of what happened and what transpired. You know what I'm saying? What I was witness to. Um, Still, overall, OKC did what they're supposed to do. I mean, as a basketball player, you know what I'm saying, as a hooper, um, OKC did what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at them for that. You know what I'm saying? It does. I don't think it has to be like a whole regrouping type of mindset for the T Wolves, but you do have to start taking a look at what was working for them and try to see how you can change that with the momentum that you get from playing at home, because now they go for 2 games at home now up into the Minnesota land of the North, baby. Oh, Wolves, baby, right? So they got to come here. You know what I'm saying? So OKC did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that on them. You know what I'm saying? They played some good basketball. They did. They played some good basketball. Um, um, I mean, well, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Okay, let's do it. So, I mean, you take a look at it. OKC, I mean, the scoring was pretty much, you know what I'm saying, um, pretty about how much points these guys would usually get. I say SGA, you know he's gonna drop you off. 38 is a lot. 38 38 is a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about what helped inflate that in a minute. In a minute. You know we is. That's what my show is. But Chet had 22. That's what you expect. He only had 4 rebounds. So, you know what I'm saying? We took some advice of what I said when I talked about this yesterday. A little bit of keeping him out of the paint. He only had 4 rebounds, only 2 assists. So 22, let's keep him about around, you know what I'm saying, 15, 18-ish range. Um, Will Jay Will Jay Will got off. Jay Will got off 22 and 10. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. 22 and 10. That's a little bit you know what I'm saying? That's a little bit, feeling yourself on that one. You know what I mean? We can kind of get them numbers down a little bit, right? Caruso had about 9. We can get him about 6. I mean, with the way he plays, hard work, the way he plays, he hustles his butt off. You got to give it to him. So I can see him getting, not 6, maybe 8 points, Wallace, whatever. But yeah, that Jay Will, man, that Jay Will situation gonna have to slow down, bro. You're gonna have to stop that dude. He's dope, and that's the thing about it. I'm only talking as a Timberwolves fan of what we got to do to point out the situations of the game that made it get out of hand like it did yesterday. But that's the goal. That's the thing that can be done. SGA, he probably gonna get money. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep him under as much as we can, but you know what I'm saying. Last night, 38 is the thing. Now, jump on my boys. Some of my boys, man. 2 guys just jump out to me right away. 2 guys that jump out to me right away. It just jumps out to me right away when I see the names, man. Jay Randall, Julius Randle, and Mike Conley. You see here, right? You see here. That's what jumps out to me. That's why I pointed it out. That's why, I'm saying it's circled, because I want everybody to understand that cannot happen. It cannot happen, fellas. Straight up. Jay Randall, you cannot get 6 points, brother. And I'm not even talking about for all the people in Vegas. I'm talking about all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about everybody prize bets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just for yourself, man. 6 points? Under 10, 6 points, man? Come on, brother. 5 rebounds? Now the killer is this. We'll talk. No. I'm not gonna talk about the killer. Let's talk about the second guy, Mike Conley. I have to blame myself for having conversations and doing my shows and talking about the T-Wolves and not throwing your name out as much as I should have been doing. But when I see this right here, but when I see this right here, right? Come on, Mike. 3. I mean, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you in situations like this as a veteran, right? Now here's the kicker. Here's the killer. Look at the minutes that they played. You got 31 minutes, Jay Randall, and you got 6 points. You played 28 minutes, Mike Conley, and you got 3. Unacceptable. It just is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You gotta take the good with the bads. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is a business, is a public traded business, so therefore the public does rule. You know what I'm saying? So y'all up for grabs, player. And right now, yes, I'm pointing this out on my show. Those 2 instances right there cannot happen. They can't. Especially after the rant that I went on for you, Julius Randle, punching myself in the head for all the stuff that I said about you and how you came on, and now on the biggest floors of the year, you can't do this. McDaniels, you did your thing. Gobert, soft stuff. You did, but I can't get on you though. See, that's why I don't have you. That's why I don't have Gobert circled, because I can't get on him. You know what I'm saying? 5'9", terrible, but I can't get on him about that. You know what I'm saying? Because he got 9. You know what I'm saying? He got 29 minutes. I do need about 12 points from you. I do need about 12 points from you though, Rudy. You know what I'm saying? DiVincenzo 8, Nas Reed 10. Man, no, I'm gonna need about 15 from you. And then Alexander Walker, hey, he took that challenge to the chest, man. I said something about it after the first game. You know what I'm saying? After his little cuz showed him out. You know what I'm saying? He came back this game and you know what I'm saying, pretty much did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. But it's got to come together, guys. The 2 guys I got circled, you got to keep in mind something, man. It's really important for us to play our position, play our roles, and contribute what we got to contribute. Julius Randle, you contribute points, rebounds, assists. Mike Conley, that you contribute assisting. But one of the things you do is clutch shots. You have a history of hitting clutch shots. Okay. You got to bring that back, brother. We need that. But here we go on the topic at hand about why SGA's points were so inflated. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Yeah. My man had 15 free throw attempts. And that's all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, some of the greats, they have that many. Shaq Daddy used to get a lot of free throw attempts. You know what I'm saying? Kobe used to get a lot. Uh, you know, all the greats, you know what I'm saying? All the greats have nights, you know what I'm saying? I remember I was talking to you guys the other day about James Harden, similar to SGA, the way he, you know, has had um um you know what? I'm gonna come at y'all. I'm gonna come at y'all, Angels advocate for SGA, right? What SGA is doing is not it's not soap opera stuff, right? It's not like, oh my God, we need to hate the NBA because these guys are flopping and getting calls from, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Is SGA is having great dialogues during the games with the referees. SGA is catering to the referees off the court as he comes in, interacts with them, never posts anything bad about referees. Um, when a call is made, he complains a little bit, but he goes off and does his job. That's what SGA is doing. Like straight up, I've been in situations where you know, I've seen a guy get call on him all the time. But when I look at the guy's got a bad attitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So I hear what everybody's saying, but and this is horrible, right? Right. This is 15 free throws. And the reason why this is horrible is this is why it's horrible. We took 26 as a team. We took 26 free throws as a team. He took 15. So in comparison to us, he basically took half the free throws by himself. Now go back. And from looking on here, his team took 9. He took 15. Wow. 12 other players. Hey, but you know what I'm saying? Do what you got, do what you will. Like I said, I played the Angels advocate for him. And you know, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to play into the refs, man, and to get them on your side, man, because I mean they're the officials of the game, you know what I'm saying? And it's part of the game. I said it before, it's part of the game. And I get everybody might be mad about it, but it's structurally efficient. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can get to if you think about it like this. Think how efficient that is for him to do that. That's 15 times during the game. You know what that is? That's almost similar to you're basically making the game almost like pickup. You know how every time it's a foul call, you check the ball up. You know what I'm saying? Or goes out of bounds or something, you take the ball up at half. But in professional or in you know, legalized games, regular officiated games, the clock run and you just run. Man, that's what's so different about being young and old, you know, right? So if you think about it like that, how efficient it is for SGA to sit there and take a break, to take a break and get a couple of free throw shots in. You know what I'm saying? How much is he opening up the rim? You know what I'm saying? Like for real though, how much is he opening up the rim? That's why it's important for us to get him off of that. And what in order to do that, fellas, defensive wise, we talked about it before. We did an okay job of closing out on Chet a couple of times. I think there was a couple of blocks that somebody got on Chet. Chet's 6'10". So, you know what I'm saying? So for him, so somebody to get out there, help stop SGA, make SGA kick the ball to Chet and still close out with enough length and time to get out there to block a shot is pretty good. And that's exactly what you're going to have to do, but it's going to have to be on a consistent level. Julius Randle, you got to stop just being bully. It's you are playing against a team that's more finesse. So you got to add a little bit more finesse to what you're doing. You can't just bully. You know what I'm saying? These guys playing defense on you, walling straight up. I'm watching the game, dog. They're walling straight up. So I feel you going in and making contact, and then you kind of just throw stuff up. Um, which you're actually doing something that I was teaching one of my kids the other day. Um, um, I tried to tell him about what you have to do when you're taking a shot. You want to make sure you get to your shot, right? So if you go to the gym and you practice your shot like this, right? You know what I'm saying? My box is a little, so I'm gonna do it the best I can. But your shot is like this, right? But every time you go to the basket, you bump somebody and they're making you take a shot like this, right? You're not practicing this. So what's the odds of you hitting this if you're not practicing this, right? You're practicing this. So what you got to learn to do is you got to learn how to be able to go to the basket, get contact, and at the same time instill in your brain, push it into your brain to make sure you still are taking the shot like you take the shot while taking the contact, right? And I think that that's impervious to young people, because they think it's like, okay, I created on the fly. Cool. If you create it on the fly, practice it. Practice it, right? And that's the impossible thing because kids aren't doing things on their own anymore. They got to go out there with friends. They don't if they don't have a basketball, they ain't going out. They're not at the parks, and so they're not learning the craftiness of being able to score through contact. And SGA has the ability to do that. Randall is different in such where Randall wants to create the contact, and then with um, someone applying the contact back, that's how he can make his shot. So he's practicing taking contact and making baskets where he ain't practicing as much as just normal regular layup stuff, right? Because you can just tell, because sometimes he'll go up or he'll go to the basket and the guy will be hands straight up backing up and he'll like go in and then bump it. I'm like, well, if the guy's already backing up, just hit a floater off the glass. You know what I'm saying? Or just do a little pull up right there. You don't have to make the contact. If the defender's backing up, he's at your mercy anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just go up and bang on him. You know what I mean? Don't even bump him. Just go up. He's backing up. That's not a defensive position. But you want to kind of play bully ball a little bit too much. I mean, we talked about that. I talked about that. Your game progressed so much with you being able to say, hey, look, let me take a back seat to the Ant-Man. Let me help Ant-Man get off, and then let me fill in where he needs. Now you're trying to be like, all right, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. Now, I understand you do in a sense because you guys lost the game, but OKC did what they needed to do. Don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it personal, fellas. We good. We straight. We all right. T-Wolves in 6. Still. 6, nigga. 6, nigga. But yes. Now enough of that. Enough of basketball stuff. Let's go ahead and get in today's real episode. I'm going to go through this real quick today. I'm gonna try to get my show down a little bit during the daytime. Be more free at nighttime. Go for about an hour. Between 45 and an hour at nighttime during the day. I'm just going to try to be around 30. Okay. I'll try to keep it to about 30, 35 ish. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be dragging on too long. Right. So today we're going to talk about societal influences. You know what I'm saying? Like things that kind of affect each and every one of us that makes us different and what causes us to have communication problems and breakdowns. Right. So it's a lot of times it's not really us. It is us, but it isn't what molded us. You know what I'm saying? It is what molded us. That's what I mean. It's not us. It's what's molded us, but it is us. If you can understand what I'm saying, it sounds complicated, but it's real simple, right? So, societal influences would be, you know what I'm saying, your environment. I mean, rappers talk about this all the time, the environment, right? The people you're around, the school you go to, I mean, your belief system, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that plays into the societal influences that you have growing up that mold and create the character and the person that you are. So, I think that that attributes to what I just pointed out, communication breakdowns. I think that a lot of times differences, and that's I talked about this before too, if the differences in our country and how the government uses the differences against us, or not the differences against us. The government uses our differences against each other to separate us and keep us separated. And I've spoken on this before, and a lot of that, like I said, is societal influences and stereotypes. Which leads into stereotypes. Being scared of one race or one culture of people because of the stereotypes that you've heard passed down and passed down and passed down, and never even mess with people in those cultures at all. You know what I'm saying? So it has totally impacted the way we all move as a people. You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of people don't understand is we are here in America. You know what I'm saying? What they call America, this is what they call it. And until somebody changes it, that's what it is. And in America, the Constitution specifically says that we the people. Like you got to be smart enough out here nowadays, people. We gotta be smart enough to understand how powerful the Constitution is. That's why they keep making amendments to it. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to make amendments to it because it's the most powerful document that we have on America. So if you know those words in that document, you can kind of be very powerful because they can't just do things to you. You know what I mean? One thing I talked about was English every 5 years. I really am trying to push this some type of program. And yes, I'm gonna call it what it see. Thing about me is, like I said, I take no shorts. You find something out about me, you want to talk to me about something, and if I'm incorrect, you tell me. Right. So um I really want people to understand how important it is for us to figure out how to communicate with each other. I got into a situation earlier today on social media having a conversation with someone, and the conversation just went weird. It just went weird. It went in a weird direction. I don't know how. Actually, no, I do know how. And that's what brought me into being able to conversate about this aspect of what we're talking about today. Um, going to school for to an English class every 5 years is so important because what it does is it gives you a sense of understanding words. I think a lot of times we forget words. We forget words, and that's why we have a lot of communication breakdown because everybody's just going by what they've been told. Like I said, societal influences. Everybody's been going by what they've been told. This is what so in particular, bring it up, man. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? So in particular, um, having a conversation about a post that was up. A young lady got on there. She said something. And I got on there, and I was just like, "Well, saying I think that that's not true. I think it's actually more this way. I see the viewpoint of the man, and I think he is right. I think he's okay with his opinions. I think he's fine. I think he's justified to be able to have his opinion, and that is his opinion. Everyone has opinions. Ladies have opinions also, and there's no shunning when you guys have opinions. So I'm saying for him to have his opinion is cool. And plus, not only that, here's some facts to support what he's saying. So I wholeheartedly hear what he's saying. Man, dude, man, she came at me like, yo, man, you hate women. I'm like, whoa, but that's always the I'm saying to go to, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, yo, she was kind of then we started having a dialogue, you know what I'm saying, a debate, bouncing back and forth or whatever. But it was a lot of like jabs at what I'm saying? Personal jabs at it. And I'm trying to be like, no, there's no reason to have personal jabs. It's just have to actually having a conversation, stating facts to you, the things that I've learned. And then it was like, let me ask some questions here. Like, why did you think that was what I said? Oh, because this is what you said. Screenshot of what I said, send it to me, which I love. I love this culture of people. This is why I think you guys need to, excuse me, myself also included, need to go to English for every 5 years, right? Because all of a sudden she comes back to me, screenshots what I said, because I love receipts. I love receipts. Screenshots what I said on the post, and then proceeds to respond to what I said, what she thinks I said meant. And I'm like, well, that's not what it meant. It meant specifically what I said. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to read between the lines on what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, read what I'm saying as the words for what they are. That's why we need to go back to English class because especially after you come out of high school, most people are done with school. You know what I'm saying? So they just out in the world. You know what I'm saying? World affecting the heck out of them. You know what I'm saying? They don't read at all. I'm just saying some people do. Hey man, I got to a point where I stopped too. So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do. Thank God for thank for the Most High for all this technology that He has bestilled upon us. You know what I'm saying, to help us out. Appreciate you, because it helps me read a little bit. But we got to get back to that, man. That's why I think it's important. I'll advocate for something like that when I get once I get bigger. You know, right now, small pimping right now, but it's important that we get back to the basics of understanding words, right? Yeah. So reading between the lines, right? Speaking on that. Um that comes from a lot of influences that you get in society, because you know what I'm saying, like um you read people's words for the things that you've experienced, your past experiences, or music. I mean, you hear some of these words and stuff that people were saying in the music, watching some of these movies or things that people are doing. So when somebody does something that's similar to it, you're like, caution, caution. You know what I'm saying? Nah, this is what you meant. Nah, that's not what I meant. This is what I said. This is what I meant. Right. And saying what you mean is kind of changed. I mean, it's kind of changed. And if we can get back to that, you know what I'm saying? The way we get back to that is by saying the exact words and telling people, and make sure that you mean the exact words that you mean, which would mean that you have to understand the meaning of those words. English class. But anyways, that's something that we'll work on down the road, for real, for real, for real, for real. And you know, these influences, I also think it causes us to take things personal. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that a lot in posting, because I'm a social media person. I post, I comment, I respond, I do memes, I send out, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I do videos, I do on lives, I do online um posting and broadcasting. I do video production. I make movies. I document. So I do a lot in the video game. You know what I'm saying? So when I speak, it's broad, right? And I try to make sure that I don't identify a particular person. And this is why it's weird about a lot of people that get personal. Because most of the time when I'm writing something, I use we. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, I'm looking at when people come at me about something I say and they take it personal, I look dead in their face, be like, how could you be taking it personal? I said we. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say we all the time. Like, I'm French. You know what I'm saying? Because I mess with the French. The French was dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm Leonard. You know what I'm saying? That was my name back in school. That was my French name, Leonard. Because you don't say the last letter. You don't pronounce the last letter. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be, I have to ask the teacher. I said, I want to be Leonard. She said, well, you got to put an O behind that D. I said, no, I don't want the O. It looks cooler like Leonard. She said, no, it is Leonard. But anyway, people be taking things personal too much, man. It's like, you sit there and be like, yes, we as a people, be like, well, I didn't do it. I'm not saying you did it. I'm saying we as a people, you know what I'm saying? Like, in general. And it's difficult to get generalizing across to someone. And the best way for me to get generalizing across to someone is that nothing is 100%. Nothing is 100%. Nothing, especially when it comes to people. Nobody, no person is perfected. No person is perfect. There's flaws in everything, right? So if you think about it like that, you got to realize when someone's saying um all, or everyone, or you know what I'm saying, it's more so of a generalization, which means the generalization is the majority, right? That's how you got to generalize, right? That's how to properly generalize. You have to properly generalize, people, ladies, in relationships. You got to generalize all the time. Never. Y'all learn to generalize, people, everybody, not just ladies. I just like to mess with you. I just do. But you gotta generalize and learn how to generalize. And so in doing so, you know what I'm saying, I think people get offended because they don't understand. I'm generalizing. So when I say we, or when I say y'all, or those people, or ladies, or guys, I'm really generalizing. I'm saying something that's probably pertaining to, you know what I'm saying, a high number of those people, somewhere from between, but we're out. If it's like 60%, you know what I'm saying, where it's like close, you could tell, you wouldn't say all, right? But if it's like 75, 80-ish percent, it's a high number, you could be like, y'all be tripping, you know what I'm saying? That's 7 or 8 out of 10. Y'all be tripping. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta fight 7 or 8 out of 10 people, I might lose, right? But if I gotta fight about 4, You know what I'm saying? If I can do 4, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like a gorilla up in that mug. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't catch me on a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Don't catch me on a bad day off that juice. You know what I'm saying? I get about 8. Don't get me twisted, boy. Right? You know what I'm saying? But still, point being, that's a huge number of people that you're using to just in a number scheme, almost like I just said, 7 or 8 out of 10. That's a huge number of people. You can kind of go with the man, y'all, everybody, or all those, right? And when someone's generalizing like that, and they've specifically worded it as a generalization, you can't take it personal, man. You can't take it personal because a lot of times, especially when I use we, I'm including me too. That's why I'm saying we. Otherwise, don't ever get me twisted. I'll say you. Hey, this is one thing about me. Like you got to take my words for what words are. You don't take my shit personal. Don't ever take what I'm saying personal. Believe me, because I will get personal. Like, and I'll make you know that I'm talking about you because ain't no scared in me, right? So that's what cracks me up about, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when you deal with a lot of people, you learn a lot of people, or just to use myself, if you learn me, like, you know, I'm going to tell you, right? You know what I'm saying? So you don't never have to read between my lines or be like, guess what I'm trying to, I'm going to tell you what I'm trying to say. I'm going to tell you I'm talking about you. I'm going to tell you this is for you. I'm not going to shortchange nothing. And that's one thing you got to understand. Like, that's what goes back into being, you know, saying very proficient in the skill of English. You got to understand your wording. You got to understand how important it is to be specific. I think that ticks a lot of people off, that people that are like that, you know what I'm saying? Like myself too. It ticks people off because they ain't never came across that. People been dealing with fake all their life. They don't know what real is. They just be like, but that's societal influences because it's taught them that that's what they think is real. They think doing it like that, that's real. That's the real world. They live in the real world, but they don't understand how many realms it is out here. We all live in a different world. But anyway, we'll talk about that in another episode. Sticking to the facts, G. I think that's the most important thing you could do. Stick to the facts. That's another reason where societal influence come in at, because a lot of people just respond the way that they were taught to respond. Whereas like me, with this conversation I had earlier, I'm laying down a fact. I'm saying this is not good. Period. Fact. It is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. So what does the other person do? Comes back to me jousting with me about me, talking about me and attacking what I'm trying to reword what I'm saying to make it seem like I'm trying to say something bad about somebody. I'm like, no, I'm saying fact. You know what I'm saying? But stick to the facts. Receipts, bring them. Pop out receipts, boy. Always. If you could pop out a receipt, always. I think that'll help in dealings and in conversations with people where you're debating or where you're arguing. Arguing can stop with facts. If I can tell you, look, man, this is what it is, this is what it did, and this is what we can do. Facts. It's over. Conversation's over. Let's go do it, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hey, word up to the factual people, or word up to logical people. Ladies, also, while giving that love up to the kings too, the queens, you guys got that ability also, man. That logic is dope. That logic is dope. That mathematics, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But which is ironic, man, because the 5%ers they don't push like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else in this world, man. I mean, Christianity was crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they Jehovah's 10 times everything. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Scientology came hard too, right? But man, you gotta stick to the facts, man. You know what I'm saying? People out here crazy, man. They be pushing it hard, bro. They be pushing it hard. But yeah, you gotta remember you learn something new every day, right? So if you learn something new every day, let's stop being gatekeepers, man. And there's gatekeepers is real. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop being gatekeepers of this information, man, of this love, man. I want to give a shout out to Courtney Rhines. This dude, that I think he has that philosophy in his blood. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta stop being gatekeepers of information. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we can to make us as better people, man. And in any way we can aid in that is dope. You know what I'm saying? And um with learning something new every day, um, you're getting more information. Every day you're learning more information. And so I think one of my philosophies is if you learn something new every day, I'm gonna learn something new tomorrow. So why don't I take today to teach you the things that I've learned up to today? As little as things as I can, something, you know what I'm saying, up to today, right? Because tomorrow I'm gonna learn something new. I'm gonna have more information. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and that's in terms, like I said, of being gatekeepers out here and locking things down for yourself, and your family, um, and not realizing that we all family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can all get off um poverty, homelessness. We can get rid of those numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we can really get rid of those numbers, man. If people, I was thinking about this the other day, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to, I try to figure out a way to word it, but that's one thing that's so real about me is that I don't, when it comes down to it, I don't care how it's worded. You know what I'm saying? But um, we really do have to figure out how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure out how to make it so that everybody is cool. Everybody is cool. We got to do our best to put our best foot forward to make sure everybody is cool. Um, and what are you doing it for? Talked about this the other day. What are you doing it for? Because um, sometimes I don't see change. Sometimes I see um advocacy and people out here doing things and all that and all, but I don't see change. You know, um, and I think that's the biggest thing, especially if you're going to preach a certain thing. Do we see change around you? You know what I'm saying? Like people in your life, do they get changed, man? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about pocketbooks. You know what I mean? Like you put money in these people's hands. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put money in these kids' hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing for these little dudes to help them out? You know what I'm saying? Especially now with all this NIL deal stuff going on, man. But I don't see change, man. I don't see it changing. I don't see it changing. I see the same thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Show me. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I want that life, man. You know what I'm saying? Show me. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's go get it, y'all. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's make a better place for these young people, man. Let's help them make a better place because it's their job to make it a better place now. You know what I'm saying? Especially these teenagers, these young adults. It's their job to make it a better place now. It's our job to help them. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, it's a choice. I was having a conversation with a young lady the other day about this choice and free will. You're choosing it, man. You're choosing it. So, you know what I'm saying? Just always stick with it, stick behind it, man. Do it for the right reasons, man. Do it for the kids, man. Do it for the love, man. Do it for the goal of us as a people. Cause you gotta understand, once again, read the words I'm saying, people. As a people, I just included every fucking body on the planet. I just included everyone for us to do it as a people. You know what I'm saying? Like all y'all groups and all y'all divisions and all y'all beliefs and whatever the fuck you have, right? Excuse my language. I'm sorry. It's my day show. I apologize. This is a slip up for me. My day show. I'm not supposed to be doing that. But the passion is what I'm saying. As a people, man, for us to get better, first of all, it starts with the women because the women teach the kids, man, from birth, from conception. Every energy, every piece of molecule, everything you have goes into it. It starts with them. Next, it's the kids, man. It's the kids, man. That's why if you look at commercials, man, if you look at commercials on TV, if you look at advertisements on the web, on TV, on social media, everything is catered to either housewives or kids. And yes, kids are up to 18. So yes, everything is catered to them. Everything. Because like I said, man, my son is 17 years old. When he graduates, the world is going to be what he made it, not what I made it. I lived in the world that I made. I lived in the world my boys made. We kicked it. I told you, he be meeting people. He'd be like, dang, but let me getting sidetracked again. Whatever about this Skippy, but it's a choice, man. Figuring out what we're gonna do. And I think one of the biggest things about social influences is they become learned behaviors. I think that's one of the biggest things that you got to watch out for, because whatever is teaching you, especially whatever's teaching you subliminally, whatever straight up, whatever's just affecting you in your life that's not direct, it's indirect, is a huge thing also, especially over time, because those indirect effects usually last longer than direct effects. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, you know, something like indirect to be living in a neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? That's indirect, right? It's not actually physically hurting you, but the things that you see go on around you, and you see them, and you live in that area, and you grow up in that area, environment, right? Um, Jim Jones got a track on his album about that, man, which is kind of dope. Dope song, man. But yeah, man, they become a learned behavior, so you got to watch that, man. We got to watch that, which means we got to watch what we're putting around these kids, these young people, these young adults, what type of information that we're spewing into their ears. It's going to go in one and out the other anyway, but even if it does go in one and out the other, some of it stays in there. Some of it just stays in there. So what are we feeding them, man? Right? And yeah, feed yourself, feed your face. It's 143. I went over, man. T-Wolves, man. I had to break a whole bunch of stuff down for them, and then social influence, societal influences. I wanted to kind of make sure I touched on every little point that I had today about that. But let's remember, man. Let's be able to talk better to each other, and let's just have conversations, man. It's okay to have a dialogue. It's okay. I know it's okay to have conversations. I know it's okay to have dialogue, but it's okay to have conversations while we're not agreeing. It's okay to have dialogue while we don't agree. It is okay. It is just fine. Ain't no personal attacks. You know what I'm saying? Stop feeling personal, especially because you talking with the dog. You know what I'm saying? If you talking with the dog, you know what I'm saying? Word is born. I was just thinking about this too, man. I was just thinking, man, I left Minnesota when I was 24, 25, right? I was 25, I think, when I left Minnesota. And I didn't come back till I was about 32. TJ was about 3 years old. About 3 years old at the time. So I left for a big chunk of my, you know what I'm saying, of my, you know what I mean, of them years, man. Right. So a lot of people they be realizing, oh, that's the OG. That's you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's you know what I mean. But you know what I mean, we're gonna get it back on the mic crack, and I had to figure out I had to go to film school to figure out how to do this all correctly. So we're gonna get it populating, man. We're gonna get it crackulating, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, people, man. I'm going to make sure this stuff gets out a little bit more. I'm gonna start pushing a little bit harder. But I think you can handle it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep giving you some content, man. Fuck with me. Next week, look out for Real Recognize Real podcast, second episode. We're gonna bring it big, man. We're gonna do it big around here, man. Thailand TV, 800 styles, Real Recognize Real. You know what I'm saying? So pieces, love, get out there, have a good day. Love y'all. Peace.